Welcome back. In today's session, we are going to learn about graphs and how to draw graphs. So we will start by looking at a graph page, what is an x-axis, what is a y-axis, and how the ordered pairs work and how we draw graphs. So sit back and relax, and I'm going to take you step by step. Now remember, I always say step by step because we teach you step by step and we want you to learn step by step. Okay, sit back, relax. Welcome once again. So this presentation is on graphs. So we are getting ready to draw graphs. So if you wish to draw graphs, you are going to be using a graph page like this. So a graph page like this is called the Cartesian plane, C-A-R-T-E-S-I-A-N, Cartesian plane. Or it is called an XOY plane. Now why is it called XOY plane? Well, firstly, it's called Cartesian plane because a Frenchman, Descartes, he came up with this system. It's called an XOY plane because on this page we have what is called a y-axis and an x-axis, and in the middle here we have 0. So that is why we call it XOY plane. And plane means it's a flat surface. Or it is called a system of axes. So there's two axes here. There's a y-axis and there's an x-axis. So this whole page is called a system of axes. A little bit of English here. We talk about one axis and we talk about many axes. All right, just a little bit of English there. All right, so here is our graph paper, right? Or there's our system of axes. Most of the time I'm going to be talking about X or Y plane or system of axes. All right, now let's learn a few more things. Now you can see this page is divided into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. The two axes is dividing this page into 4 parts. So each part is called a quarter. So this part is called first quadrant. And then what you have to remember is that when we deal with a graph paper, we always work anti-clockwise. So from here we move on here. So this will be the second quadrant. This will be your third quadrant. And this is your fourth quadrant. All right. So the graph page is divided into first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. All right. And we're going to move on now to the next thing that we need to know about this graph paper. All right. So let's get on. So this is your first quadrant. I'm just writing it on the side now. And this is your second quadrant. This is your third quadrant. And this is your fourth quadrant. Your first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Right. And this whole thing obviously is called a Cartesian plane. Or I can call it an XOY plane. All right. Okay, now once we draw the axes, our next job is to label the axes. You see, this is 1, that's 2, that's 3, 4, 5, 6. In other words, the positive numbers on the x-axis is written on the right hand side of 0. On the left hand side we have -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. So these are actually number lines. Right, now we have numbered the x-axis. Now we have to number the y-axis. So on the top here we have the positive numbers. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5, that's 6. In other words, the positive numbers on the y-axis are written on top, and the negative numbers on the y-axis are written below it, below 0. See, all the negative numbers on the y-axis are written below 0. So that's -3, -4, -5, -6. So if I told you draw a system of axes, then your job is to take a page, draw one line this way, draw another line that way, and then draw the numbers like this, write the numbers down, and that's a system of axes. And remember that these two axes form a right angle. In other words, they must form a right angle over here. Alright, and in the middle over here we have 0. Okay, so your first little exercise is stop the DVD now and draw a system of axes and label it. Don't worry about first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. Just draw the two axes and fill in the numbers. And on both axes go up to 6, down to -6. Up to 6, down to -6. Stop the DVD, draw a system of axes. Try it. Alright, so you took a blank page like this and you drew in your y-axis, you drew in your x-axis, and you wrote the y-axis. And you wrote here x-axis. And you put in your 0 in the middle. And then you wrote 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then on the left hand side you wrote -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. And then from here you went up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then in the bottom here you got the negative number, so that's -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. Okay, so if you did that, great, you got it right, you know how to draw a system of axes. Okay, now we're moving on to our next step. In our next step, we're going to learn how to read this plane. Alright, so here's your x or y plane, and now you're going to learn a very, very important aspect. You see, the x or y plane, or the Cartesian plane, helps us to tell us exactly where a point is. You can see here we have point A. Now, if I tell you point A is there, you don't know where it is. If I tell you point A is here, you don't know where it is. But see, the Cartesian plane, it's got a system here that can tell you exactly where point A is. And this is how it is done. You see, there's the point here, point A. So what you do, from point A, you come down here. And what number we're looking at? We're looking at number 3. And so we say x is 3, you see, because it's on the x-axis, you see. So we say x is 3. So you write a bracket like that, and you write 3 first, because x is 3. Then you go back to that A, and then you go this way now. You go to the y-axis. And you can see that on the y-axis it is showing 4. You see, on the y-axis showing 4. So you write 4 here. So x is 3 and y is 4. So now you're going to keep learning new words. So A is 3, 4. And this 3, 4 is actually called an ordered pair. So why it's called ordered? Because it follows that order. X is always first and y is always second. It doesn't matter in which country you are. It doesn't matter in what language you're learning. It will always be called x and y, and x will always be first and y will always be second. Alright. Now let's look. Good. Right. We're looking at B. So we want to know what is the ordered pair for B. So from B, always go to the x-axis first. So you're coming down to the x-axis. So you came down here. And you can see clearly that B is minus 4. So you got minus 4. Sorry, I shouldn't say B is minus 4. X is minus 4. So you can see clearly that x is minus 4. Then from here, you want to go that way to the y-axis. And you can see clearly that y is minus 3. You see, you can see clearly that y is not minus 3, y is 3. This is only a mark. This is only a mark here. So clearly y is 3. So you write down the 3. Now, this 3 really means plus 3. But I don't have to write down the plus. Okay, let's go on to another example. Let's look at C. There is C. So let's write down our bracket first, like that. Put our semicolon inside. You must put semicolon here. You can't put comma, right? Those are the rules of maths. So we want to know what is the ordered pair over here. So let's just change the color a little bit so that we can see what's happening. Now from here, I've got to go to the x-axis first, you see. I've got to look at the x-axis. And clearly, the dot is here. And clearly this is minus 5. So this is minus 5. Then from here, go to the y-axis. Clearly, it is minus 2. So the ordered pair for C is minus 5 minus 2. Alright, let's do the next one. Let's do D. Now you can write the D any way you like. You can write, but the dot, I didn't change the dot, I only changed the position of the D. So let me put the ordered pair here. Now from D, I must go up to the x-axis, up. So I go up there and clearly it is 3. So if I like, I can write plus 3. But I don't have to. That plus I can leave it out, but I can never leave out the minus sign. Now from here, I must go to the y-axis. And when I go to the y-axis, it's clearly minus 5. So this will be minus 5. So x is 3, y is minus 5. So that is how we find the ordered pairs. So I'm going to go on to our next page now, and we're going to find more points and find their ordered pairs. Alright, so here we have examples like A, B, C. These were very easy to identify. Now I'm going to give you 4 more, and be very careful about identifying them. Let's say this is the point E. Let's call this E. Can you see it's right on the x-axis, right at 3. So the coordinates of E, you always look for x first. So it's on the x-axis and it is at 3. Therefore, the x is 3, you see. The x is 3. Now you want to know what is the y. Well, you travel here and you see y is 0, you see. Y is 0. So this one is 3, 0. Let's do another one. Let's take this point here. Right? This point here, just above -5. And let's call it F. Now F, the ordered pair for F will be -5. You want the x first. There's the -5. And the y is 0. So it's -5, 0. So you must be able to read the coordinate now, ordered pairs of these dots that are on these lines. Now another name for ordered pair is a pair of coordinates. O-R-D-I-N-A-T-E-S. It's one word. O-O-R-D-I-N-A-T-E-S. Coordinates. So I can call this an ordered pair, or I can call it a pair of coordinates. Right. So that was x and y, and so on. Right, now let's look at another 2 points. Let's say I'm looking at this point 3 here. Let's see if this color shows up on the screen. Yes, it is showing up. There's 3. Now 3 has got an ordered pair. Right? So you're looking for the x value. So you go straight down to the x-axis and you see it is 0. See, from 3 you go straight down to the x-axis. So it is 0. So it is 0 and the y value automatically is 3. Now let's take another point. Let's take this point here. Right, over here. So, and sorry, this was E. Let's call that G, yeah? So we'll call this point H. So what's the ordered pair for H? Well, if we look at it, you always got to look for the x first. So x is 0 and y is -4. So actually any ordered pair on this line, will always be 0 and then a number. 0 and then a number. Any ordered pair on the x-axis will always be number, then 0. Number, then 0. Now remember, I'm only talking about the axes. Any ordered pair on this line will be 0 and then number. Any ordered pair on the x-axis will always be number, then 0. So you must be able to find the ordered pairs for given points, and the points will always be labeled with capital letters. So I'm going to give you a little exercise now where points will be plotted like this. We say plotted, you know, P-L-O-T-T-E-D. Okay, where points will be plotted and you will have to find the ordered pairs for me. Alright, so let's get an exercise ready for you. Alright, here's a little exercise for you. Find the ordered pairs for each point. Okay, so take your time and be careful, and I can't read them to you, So you just have to use your eyes, and we're going to let the program roll for a while, and you try and find the answers. Alright, you should have finished by now, and let's see. If we look at A, from A you went down to X. Now you don't have to draw these marks, I'm just drawing them to show it to you. It's 3, and then you went to Y, and Y is 2. So the ordered pair for A is 3, 2. Let's go to B. Now if you go to B, you come down from B to the x-axis. You go straight down there, you get minus 4. So B is minus 4. And if I go across this way, I get 4. If I go this way, I get 4. So B is minus 4 and 4. Let's look at C. From C, you always have to go to the x-axis first. So if I go up to the x-axis, I get minus 6. And then from here, if I go to the y-axis, I'll go this way, I get minus 3. I get minus 3. So y is minus 3. So that's x and that's y. Now let's go to D. We're going to find the ordered pair for D. From D, you must go to the x-axis. And clearly it is 3. You see, from D, you're going up there, it's 3. And from D, you must go to the y-axis. So it is minus 5, you see. So it's minus 5. So D is 3 minus 5. Right. Now let's go to E. E is on the x-axis. It's right on the x-axis. So x is 4. You see, you can see it. It's right at 4. So x is 4 and y is 0, because if you go here, you'll see it is 0. Then let's look at F. Now if you look at F, F is here. And what is this? This is minus 3. So F is minus 3, 0. But I've got the minus 3 here and the 0 is there. So it's minus 3, 0. Right, what's left now? We're looking for G, isn't it? Right, let's go look for G. Now there's G on the top here. So let's write the ordered bracket first. Put the semicolon, right. From G, I must go to the x-axis first. From there I must go down. Always go to the x-axis first. So what do we get? We get 0. And what is the y value? Clearly the y value is 5. Let's go to H. There's H here. So from h, you must go to the x-axis first. It is 0. And then what is the y value? Clearly the y value is minus 4. The dot is at minus 4. So the y value is minus 4. So you must be able to find the ordered pairs for points. If you don't know this, please revise and try it over and over till you can get it right. Okay. Now remember, we can talk about ordered pairs, or we can talk about a pair of coordinates. C-O-O-R-D-I-N-A-T-E-S. So this is an ordered pair, or it is a pair of coordinates, and x is always first and y is always second. All right. So if I was looking at D and I asked you, what is the y value? Well, you know this is x and this is y. So the y value is minus 5. Or if I ask you, what is the y coordinate? You know it is minus 5. What is the x coordinate? The x coordinate is 3. If I was looking at C, I asked you, what is the x coordinate? You'll tell me it's minus 6. What is the y coordinate? It is minus 3. Alright? So this is a very, very important section, and you must be able to find the ordered pairs. Okay. Right, now we're going to move on to the next exercise. In the next exercise, we're going to supply you with ordered pairs, and you're going to put them onto the x or y plane. But I'm going to do an example for you first. So let's move on to the next section. But before we move on to the next section, you must be clear about this. You must understand this and you must get this right. If you're not getting this right, don't try to learn the next section. Always learn your work step by step. We say that always learn your work step by step. So the first step now is to know this. Once you know this, you can move on to the next step. All right, let's move on. Good. Right, now let's say we want to plot these points. A, 3, 4. B, minus 2, 3. C, minus 3, minus 3. D, 4, minus 3. E, 3, 0. F, minus 4, 0. G, 0, 5. H, 0, minus 5. Now say I want to plot the first one. If you're plotting A, 3, 4, the first thing you have to do is go and look for 3. You see, remember this is it's an ordered pair, right? So let me write it this side, okay? It is 3, 4. So this is x and that's y, isn't it? 3, 4. We're looking at point A, 3, 4. So x is 3, y is 4. So if I'm plotting this, what I've got to do is first look for 3 on the x-axis. Now. There's the x-axis, there's the y-axis. So there's the x-axis, right? Going across x-axis. Now, you look for 3 first. There's 3. Now watch out, I'm not putting my pen down. I'm just holding it on the top here. I'm not putting it down on the page, you see? But there's 3. Right, so first spot 3. I'm not saying don't put your pen down, just spot it. I've just spotted 3. Then after that, what it is saying? It is saying 4. Alright, listen carefully. See, this is 4, this is 3, this is minus 3, 0, 0, 5, minus 5. If it's positive, you must go up. If it is negative, you must go down. If it's positive, go up. So let's put it here like this. If the y is positive, go up, right? If the y is positive, go up. If the y is negative, go down, right? Are we clear about that? If the y is positive, go up. If the y is negative, go down. Right, let's just zoom into that and be clear about it. Right. So, there's all your y's, right? So, if the y is positive, you go up. If the y is negative, you go down. Right. So, let's get back to A. So, A is 3. So, there's 3. Then from 3, you must go up. How many units? You must go up 4 units. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you put your dot. Right, I'm going to repeat this. You want to plot 3, 4. First look for 3. And then don't make any marks or anything. And then because it is positive, you go up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you have plotted A. That's A. And it is 3, 4. Label it and write the ordered pair next to it. Let's do the next one, B. B is minus 2, 3. So, first look for minus 2 on the x-axis. So, there's minus 2 on the x-axis. Just look for it. We found it. Then it's 3. 3, y is positive. So, you must go up. How many units? 3. 1, 2, 3. So, there's B. And B is minus 2, 3. Okay, let's look at C. C is minus 3, minus 3. Well, first let's find minus 3 on the x-axis. So there's the x-axis. I found minus 3 on the x-axis. I found it. Then it's the y is minus 3. The y is minus 3. That means from minus 3 I must go down 3 units. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. So this is C, and it is minus 3, minus 3. Alright, let's go look for D. D is 4 minus 3. So that's your x, that's your y. So look for 4 on the x-axis, there's it. And then minus 3 after that means go down 3 units. 1, 2, 3, and then put your dot. Right? So that's 4 and minus 3, and the label is D. Alright, so we finished that plotting A, B, C, and D. Alright, now let's do the next set, E. Now E, x is 3. So there's x, there's 3. And then after that it is 0. That means don't go up, don't go down. Stay put, same place. So it's there. That's E. Right, I hope you can see the E. Yes, you can. Right, let's look at the next one. F. F is what? Minus 4, 0. So I'm going to look for minus 4 on the x-axis. There's the x-axis. Look for minus 4. I found it. So there's minus 4. Right. Minus 4. We found minus 4. Now, minus 4, 0. That means after I find minus 4, don't go up, don't go down. It is 0. So it'll be there. So this is F. Now we're looking for G. G is 0, 5. So first I must look for 0 on the x-axis. There's 0 here. And then it is 5. I must go up 5 units. So I go straight up on this line, 5 units, straight up there, you see. Look again. There's the 0. Then you go straight up there till 5. Right there, you see. So the dot will go on 5. And what is that? That is G. G is 0, 5. Then we're looking for H. Again, H is 0 minus 5. Look for 0 on the x-axis. And then minus 5 means go down 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because it was minus, so you would go down. Minus 5. That's H. And H is 0, minus 5. E, there's E. E is 3, 0. And what was F? F was minus 4, 0. It's important to write the ordered pairs down like that, so that if we are marking it, or if you yourself are checking your work, you can check whether it's right or wrong. Alright, so this is a little exercise teaching you how to plot points. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you a little exercise like this, and you will plot those points. Alright, so just relax, take a minute to breathe, and then I will give you the exercise. Alright, so you have to plot these points. Plot A, which will be 4, 2. Plot B, which will be minus 3, 2. Plot C, which will be minus 3, minus 4. Plot D, which will be 4, minus 6. Then I want you to plot E, which will be 3, 0. Then I want you to plot F, which will be minus 5, 0. Then I want you to plot G, which will be 0, 2. And then I want you to plot H, will be 0, minus 4. Alright, so you're going to plot these points. So draw the Cartesian plane, or draw the system of axes, and then plot these points. I'll call out the ordered pairs again. A is 4, 2. B is minus 3, 2. C is minus 3, minus 4. D is 4, minus 6. E is 3, 0. F is minus 5, 0. G is 0, 2. And H is 0, 4. And you are required to plot them. Alright, so you can stop the DVD and you can take your time and plot them, and then come back to us and we will give you the answer. Right, good. So you are back with us and you want to know what are the answers. Right, let's look at A. A is 4, 2. So I must look for 4. I must look for 4. And then 2. So there's 4, 2. That's A. It is 4, 2. I hope you can see that color. I think so. Right. B. B is minus 3, 2. So look for minus 3 first. And then 2 means go up. 2. So there's your B. Right in the corner there. B is minus 3, 2. C. C is minus 3, minus 4. So I must look for minus 3 first. So I find minus 3 here. And then minus 4 means I must go down 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be here, you see. Look for minus 3 first, and then minus 4 means go 4 units down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is C, and it is minus 3, minus 4. Then we're looking for D, which is 4, minus 6. So on the x-axis, look for 4. So we found 4 here. And then the y is minus 6. That means from here, go down 6 units. Minus 6. Go down till minus 6. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. So that's D, and it is 4, minus 6. Alright, let's look for E. E is 3, 0. So by now you know that this lies on the x-axis. See, E is 3, 0. So there's the 3. Don't move up. don't move down, so that's E. And label it 3, 0. Right, we're finished with that. Now let's look at F. F is minus 5, 0. So on the x-axis, look for minus 5. On the x-axis, look for minus 5. I found it. Then Y is 0, means don't move up, don't move down. So it will be on that, on the line there. So this is F, and it is minus 5, 0. Remember that dot is on the line and this dot is on the line. Right, what's the next one? G. G is 0, 2. 0, 2. So G is 0. Look for 0 on the x-axis. There's it here. And then 2. 2 means go up 2. So there's G here. G is 0, 2. And finally, we're looking for H. H is 0, minus 4. So it means look for 0 first on the x-axis. Right, you found it. And then minus 4 means go down 4 units. So you're going down here. And that's H. Now, you cannot learn anything in graphs if you don't know how to plot points. So you must know this. You must not have any doubt whatsoever how to plot these points. So do this exercise over and over so that you can plot them fast and you get them all right. So you should be able to plot these points quickly. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You should be able to plot all these points in about 1 minute when you are used to it. So you must keep practicing till you can plot these points very, very fast. And after you plot the point, it's always nice to write down what the ordered pair is. Alright, so that's where we'll stop, and then in the next exercise we will be learning how to draw simple straight line graphs. Alright, what you need to do now is to stop. I hope you got alright. If you didn't get alright, go and practice again. And if you got them alright, or even if you want to practice, take a little break now and then come back, and then we are going to learn how to draw straight line graphs. Thank you. Draw straight line graphs. So in order to draw straight line graphs, we have to know a little bit about substitution. So what we're going to do, we're going to first learn how to substitute, and then we're going to learn how to draw the straight line graphs. Alright, let's move on. So the heading is going to be the straight line graph. And we are going to learn how to substitute. Now, suppose you were told to sketch y is equal to 3x. Now, this is a straight line graph. How do you know it's a straight line graph? Well, you've got to study the x and study the index. You see, the index is understood to be 1. Therefore, it is a straight line graph. So we talk about straight line graphs, or we talk about a linear graph. A linear means straight line. Okay, so you want to draw this graph. Now, if you want to draw this graph, you have to know how to substitute. And also, you have to know some of your rights. Firstly, if you want to draw this graph, you have to build ordered pairs. Now, previously, when we introduced graphs to you, we showed you ordered pairs on the Cartesian plane. So you have to learn to draw ordered pairs, or find ordered pairs rather, find ordered pairs. Now, how do you find ordered pairs? Well, the truth is, you have a right here. You have a right to choose any number for x. Any number you like for x. Suppose you said x is 0, x is 1, and x is 2. So it's your right. You chose whatever numbers you like. You took 0, and you took 1, and you took 2. Then you can make 3 ordered pairs by substituting. So what you do, you write your equation down. Y is equal to 3x. Now I'm using the word substitute. Substitute means put. Now what you're doing, you're putting x equal to 0. You're putting it here. You're putting x equal to 0 here. So there's your 3. Now if you remember, 3x means 3 times x. But I'm not writing x here because instead of x, I'm going to put the number. So it will be 3 times 0, and you get 3 times 0 is 0. So your first ordered pair now is 0 and 0. You see, I put x equal to 0, and in the end I got y equal to 0. So my first ordered pair is 0, 0 or 0, 0. Alright, so let's go and find our second ordered pair. Right, to find the second ordered pair, you write the equation down again. Y is equal to 3x, and this time you're putting x is equal to 1. See, you chose 0, 1 and 2. Now we're putting x is equal to 1. So y is equal to 3 times 1, and 3 times 1 is 3. So the final answer is y is equal to 3. So this ordered pair now is 1, because we chose x to be 1, and y is 3. So actually x is 1 and y is 3. You see here, x is 0, y is 0. Here, x is 1, y is 3. And if you remember clearly, earlier on in our first part, we explained to you that these were ordered pairs, or we call them pairs of coordinates. Alright, let me find the third ordered pair here. So I'll do number 3 here. In number 3 we got y is equal to 3x, and we are putting x equal to 2. So y is equal to 3 times 2, y is equal to 6. So your third ordered pair is x is 2, or if you're looking here too, x is 2 and y is 6. And so your ordered pair is 2, 6. So we have learned how to build ordered pairs. So I'm going to do another example and go through it so that you can get a little more experience in this. Alright, let's move on to example 2. So this, let's call this was for example number 1. So this was example 1. We're going to move on to example 2. Alright, so here's example 2. Sketch y is equal to minus 2x. Now if they say sketch, it means there's 2 steps. Step 1 is find the ordered pairs. So that's what we're doing now. We're not doing step 2. First step 1 is find ordered pairs. Then step 2 is plot the points. And then step 3 is join the points. Now what we're doing, we're only doing step 1 at the moment. We're just trying to learn step 1, which is find the ordered pairs. So you got step 1, step 2, step 3. So we're only learning step 1. So what we'll do, first we've got to choose the values for x. Again, we're telling you that the choice is yours. You can choose any x value you like, any minus number, 0 or plus number. Say you said, no, I want to choose x is equal to minus 1, right? Well, the choice is yours. And then you say, I want to choose x is equal to 0. And then you say, I want to choose x is equal to 1. The choice is yours. You can choose what number you like. Now you write the question down, right? Let's see. Y is equal to minus 2x. So y is equal to minus 2 times. The first number we've chosen is x is equal to minus 1. So here will be minus 1. Now be careful. You got minus 2 times minus 1. That will give you plus 2. So your first ordered pair now is minus 1 and plus 2. So there's your x and there's your y. So all we're doing at the moment, we're just learning how to find ordered pairs. We're only doing the first step. Then later on, we're going to go back and draw the graph. Now we're just doing step 1. Now let's do this example again. Y. Now, what are we taking this time? Now, this time we're doing the working for x is equal to 0. So y is equal to minus 2x. So y is equal to minus 2 times x. Now this time x is 0. So minus 2 times 0 is 0. So this time the ordered pair is, you started with x equal to 0. I can show it to you here, or I can show it to you on top. You started with x equal to 0 and you're ending up with y equal to 0. So you've got an ordered pair, x is equal to